Healing is just simply an increase of self-awareness. And that increased self-awareness is where you have increase of visibility of choices. Choices that always lend you to peace and contentment, because that's the truth. In every situation, there's always a lens to see, or a narration that is true, that allows you to feel liberated and peace and contentment. And so if you're seeing something or believe reality to be upsetting, then we must have a limited self-awareness, therefore a limited choice that's happening, because we're not able to see where there's peace and contentment in this situation. And so in order to increase self-awareness, you have to meditate. That's the only way. The ego does not want to meditate because it sees doing nothing as unproductive. Because the ego wants to always use its own senses and its own thoughts and its own feelings to cultivate a conviction. It wants to rush to apply its own meaning to reality, which is why we get reactive and in a trigger. Because we believe we're right in that moment and that's the highest truth, and it's the highest truth to be upset and to guilt you and to blame you. But it's not. The highest truth is to liberate you and be at peace. And so what about the situation do you not see correctly? What about the situation are you seeing through the lens of the past? What guilt and shame are you carrying, or fear and anxiety are you carrying, and from the past that's continuing some perception in you to be upset and to always have evidence in physical reality where something upsetting and suffering is justified? And so in meditation, can you learn to come from that subjective ego, which is always personalizing reality through what it wants, its own beliefs, oh, you shouldn't have done this, etc., to the objective, observing consciousness within us? How can I see the reality as it is? And when I see the reality as it is without my own evaluation, without me assigning whatever adjective or opinion, I'm seeing this person said this specifically. Okay, or this situation is happening exactly as this. In that ability to, in meditation, right, as you increase your awareness, you increase your choices. So then now I see this reality as it is, which now allows me to have peace and contentment, which then also illuminates to me the choice of how to react to this most appropriately and effectively to get me more peace and contentment. And so in meditation, are you learning to observe your thoughts and emotions? You can build those connections. You can also start to build, okay, great, I don't need to rush to apply meaning. I can allow space within me from the observer perspective to allow my higher self to narrate to me all of what's happening. I don't have to do anything. The ego wants you to believe you always have to do something. And that's what we want to learn how to unlearn through meditation. So when you perpetually put yourself in a daily way in a space of reception and observation, do you increase space within yourself to then have that in your life in real time? You can never read your way into a greater awareness or healing. You have to practice it through your own awareness and choice selection.